Hello wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel. And today I'm going to be doing a live review of the new compilation from Disciple Records, Afterlife Volume 1. The melodic rhythm, future rhythm trend, whatever you want to call it, it's going strong at the moment, and Disciple are the latest high-profile label to get on that hype train, which is great to see in my opinion. The melody, colour, flavour and overall feeling being brought back into dubstep music. It's being normalised again, and having labels like Disciple push that forward is brilliant. Taking after the likes of Rushdown and Halcyon, the front runners of that approach at the moment, for whom it's their main thing, so to speak. Shout out to them. And you know, you may be wondering how I know Disciple are going down that avenue for this compilation when I haven't even heard it yet. You just have to look at the track list. You know, people like Chime, Asora, Sharks, and several more involved. I'm looking forward to it. Time to check it out. I'm hearing all 8 tunes here for the first time. I'm going to talk about them as I go on and summarise along the way and at the end. Yeah, let's go. Just before we get going though, gonna shout out the artwork, which is beautiful. Always had a bit of a thing for stained glass, and yeah, the colours here, the images, it's really nice, and you love to see it, basically. Very, very lovely. And first up here today, we have NAWTY with the Sakura VIP. Okay, let's go. Okay. And the production is so full and whole, you know. Oh, quick build. Here we go. Very beautiful and soothing in feel. A lot of colour to it, and a nice kind of attitude, I think, as well, to the idea, which is a good idea, I think. You know, I like it. The backdrop just isn't, it just isn't punchy enough. Like, there's not a lot of beef beneath it, meaning that I can't really fully feel it yet, but here we go. We'll get to second drop now. Yeah, the backdrop, the percussion just needs a lot more punch beneath it. A lot more. The idea itself is lovely, you know, very colourful, flavoursome. That Papacon kind of feel and vibe and appeal just needs a lot more snap and kind of body beneath it to really elevate that idea properly. For the most part, in terms of the theme and design of it, a really lovely, beautiful tune. You know, got all of these bird sounds in the background, making it a very pleasant listen. And yeah, overall, a lot of colour to it and a lot of feeling and flavour kind of running through it, laced into it, if you will. But in the heaviest moments, in the focal points here, just needs a lot more fullness to the overall sound, which, you know, weirdly, we did get in the introduction and the midsection moments. So you're kind of hearing it, well, me anyway, I'm hearing it and just thinking, just translate that over. I think it's got, for me, almost equal parts good and not so good to kick off here. Next up, we have Crystal Skies and Prism with Moment With You. Okay, here we go. Kind of song you could hear on like Opel Records or something, the 7 Lines label. Personally, not a massive fan of that. You know, when someone uses like a talk sound in place of a snare, that don't like that. Yeah, not quite for me. That quite a nice vocal in parts, I would say, fits in with the instrumental well, and I like the, you know, reaching up to the heavens vibe of the drop. Just interested as to how it kind of proceeds from here. Oh. A really nice emotion running through it when you take into account the the vocal, the main vocal, and also just the very exhilarating feel of the drops, you know, quite heavenly in a way. And again here, I do have to kind of say, you know, drops in quotation marks, because they're not drops in the outright sense of, you know, letting out a load of heavy sound, which is what we would usually associate it with. More, they're just releases of a lot of colour and feeling and emotion, and that is why, you know, this style, this movement is working at the moment, because it has that kind of, well, it adopts that midway point between being heavy and not being heavy at all. Not really getting loads out of the idea, the kind of idea that isn't really for me, the kind of concepts where it has, you know, it has a thing that it sticks to, but that thing just doesn't really have enough variation or stuff keeping it interesting as it goes on. Another thing being that it did just feel a bit short also, and like structurally just a bit simple, not a lot, just overall here, not a lot to suggest it's kind of branching out and going beyond the norm. Yeah, that one not quite for me. Next up, we have Iridescent by Zeol. Okay, here we go. Yeah, like that a lot. Oh! Okay! Oh! Yeah! Oh! Oh, that's brilliant. Oh my word. That's fucking good. Double drop. Here we go. Oh! Fucking hell! My glasses were falling off my face. I had no idea what directions it was going to go off in. Like, so unpredictable, so colourful, so punchy with that sound. And it's all cohering as well at the moment, you know, really together. The sections, you know, they all make sense alongside one another. Gosh, I mean, that's exciting music. To me, that's what really gets me going when it comes to the melodic side of dubstep music. Just high octane, thrilling, and yeah, just full of life, you know? I think the problem with that kind of music at points is that, you know, some people have the theme, they have the design completely down, but the ideas just go off in so many random directions, and it just doesn't make sense, feels a bit wayward, a bit aimless. But pretty much every direction that song takes, I'm just like nodding ahead with it, you know, nodding along with it, just like, yep, that works, that's good. The only thing, the only one little drawback that I would note on, in the first half we did get these kind of, I want to say fade out moments where it just kind of distracted from the flow of the heaviness just a little bit, where it kind of spaced out for a couple of seconds, and I'm not sure. For me, it kind of broke the flow just a bit and meant that the impact and the idea was a bit disrupted, but just a little thing that I would pick up on, and, you know, for many people, I imagine that won't be an issue at all. I'm liking that one from Zeol a decent amount. After that, we have Skybreak with Waterfall. Okay. Another lovely introduction. Like, they're all good. All the introductions are fucking fantastic so far. Ooh! Woo-hoo-hoo! That was some good sound right there. Wow, wow, wow. Another good track here. I'm liking that. I'm liking that quite a lot. Mate, the musicality here is just... Okay. Oh! Kind of blown away by that one. I don't really know where to begin. Like, the subtle meanness of a lot of the heaviness there, you know, that underbite of the fuzziness of the percussion and the sounds in unison, just really providing that bite. The changes it made for the second drop as well, those more escalated moments with the they were just a bit more scenic, you know, not quite as concentrated. It was just such a mad blend of styles and approaches, moods and everything. The layering here is just off the chart, I think, you know. There's just a lot to talk about. There's just a lot going on here. Properly euphoric music, I think, without being that out there or wide-reaching, if you know what I mean, like quite to itself as a structure, as a piece of work, but it still just has that really expansive feel, and that is just a testament to the overall feeling of it. That tune, Skybreak, Waterfall, it's fucking good. After that, we have Chime with Soda World. Yep, here we go. That chime design shining through. Oh shit! Harvey, man, pulling it out the bag. Again, you know, the problem in a way with reviewing this music, you only hear it once, so you just can't remember everything. I mean, when it really works, this kind of music, there's just so much to talk about. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Oh shit, man, really feeling it. It's surging through my body, like coursing through my body. I'm kind of a bit lost for words, you know, in a way, because there's a lot to mention and I know that I'm not going to be able to remember all of it, which is a shame because there are so many amazing details here. On the other side, yeah, I mean, we haven't heard music like this for such a while, consistently, we just haven't, and we're turning a corner right now and really allowing that feeling and flavour and colour to just really shine through. Hearing stuff with that much sweetness, purity, and yeah, just good feeling and life beneath it. It fills me with joy, I have to admit, like, it makes me happy. Again, just kind of taken aback and wowed. I am enjoying that a lot. Okay, following that, we have Asora with Rise. Okay, here we go. Mean. Man, that stuff layered over the top is just, it's brilliant. The energy of it, the dynamic between the sounds, it's just, again, that really exhilarating feeling just fills you with life. Quite a devilish feel to it, but at the same time, quite heavenly. You know, you might not appreciate that kind of comparison himself, but no, I mean, that's kind of the impression I'm getting here. Like, that idea, love it. The bounce of that is spot on. Ooh, damn. Ideas-wise, design-wise, pretty sick. I mean, I'm loving what he's gone for there. I think similar to the first one that we got from NAWTY, there are definite percussive problems when it comes to the heaviness, which, you know, he's come across before, I think, Asora, with his music in his production. There is a bit of punch to his sound, but it doesn't quite have that really, you know, visceral and guttural feeling beneath it, really pushing it forward and really making you, you know, fully want to move along with it. Obviously, that's the element of a song that really props it up and gives it that body and necessary punch and force. Loving the design, as I mentioned, the overall colour, the relationship, and just, yeah, dynamic between the sounds we get. The way it develops as well, and the bounce of it as it goes on, yeah, in spite of that, it doesn't quite have that proper, real, full motion to it, because there's just a bit of a skeletal and, yeah, just slightly flat feel to that percussion. But, you know, for the most part here, I am enjoying Rise by Asora, yeah, a fair bit. Okay, penultimately here, we have Opel by Sharks. Yup, Lego. What's gonna happen here? Okay. Ooh wee! Ah! Ooh! Flames, man! Woo! Oh, catching me off guard. I was not expecting that. It's like a warm, rhythmy, inviting, sitting by the fire kind of tune. Like, fuck, that's good. Oh, it just feels good, man. Okay, stepping it up with the percussion. Not necessarily reaching up to the heavens or, you know, very scenic or a lot of scope to it. Just genuinely warm, like you're having a conversation with someone you love kind of thing. Just so smooth as well. Wowzers, man. Fuck, yeah. Production, good. Ideas, unpredictable. And still, yep, still cohering completely. I was going to mention this, actually, about the Chime track, which I forgot to. But there are a lot of little moments which are quite delicate, even. And the production is more pronounced and articulated. And that is exactly what we get here as well, you know. Moments where it's a bit more, you know, full and layered and a bit more chunky in the design and whatnot. And then other moments where it kind of breaks it down and it just makes it a bit more delicate, a bit more fragile, and you can just hear the detail of the sound. It just becomes a lot more vivid and alive in your mind, and God, I love that. I really, really get the good and wholesome feeling from that, even though, you know, as we heard, it still has that bite and a little bit of evil beneath it, you know. Lest we forget, we are talking about dubstep music, and it has those influences just melded and blended together so well. And finally here, we have Snow by Blosso. Okay, here we go. Oh, quick into it, here we go. I mean, some amazing sounds on show, and the front of it, the attitude of it, really good. I'm liking how it just has that constant just force running through it, but that isn't quite provided by the backdrop. I think the percussion, it just feels a bit odd, not that sharp, not really supporting what's on top quite well enough. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Just has a kind of hollow feeling to it, even though the idea has that good flow and motion to it. A couple of moments of unpredictability as well. Yeah, the backdrop just has a bit of a jarring feel to it, for me, anyway. just a little bit too simplistic for me as well. Like, quite short, doesn't really do all that much, quite straightforward in the structure. The ones that are a bit more expansive and a bit longer are the ones that are more impressive. Again, that thing of, it's almost like those producers gave themselves more of a license to express themselves and just let their creativity and invention flow just that little bit more. Whereas, you know, the ones I'm not so big on here feel a little bit more limited and a bit shorter, not quite as... They don't really quite get into their full flow and don't quite push boundaries and, you know, go far beyond the norm, if you get me. But in many ways, a nice and bouncy way to end here with Afterlife Volume 1. For me anyway, some genuinely fantastic material here, you know, unpredictable, loads of life to it, ambitious, goes beyond the norm, ideas just going the extra mile, if you know what I mean, and all the while cohering. You know, I've said it before, but it's very easy for music like this to just feel aimless or wayward and go off in a load of random directions, not feel genuine. But a lot of stuff here, I'm not only getting the feeling from the production and the range of sounds on show, but also really feeling the development, the progression, the direction that it goes in. The introductions, though, I would have to say are the main selling point across the board. I think all of them do a good job in luring you in, even though a couple of them, the drops aren't all that in terms of following up on those introductions. You know, the vibe is there, but whether it's through idea or production, they don't quite constitute as something I want to go back to again and again. However, they are, for me, in the minority, you know, more so than most compilations. I would say this is one that I can see myself going back to again and again as a whole and not just for individual tunes. So yeah, a lot of good here. And on that note, as mentioned, the star-studded stuff, that reigns supreme here. And I didn't think I would be saying that, but it's true, you know, so much fantastic material here, I have to be honest. So on that note, my favourites come from, in order, Zeol, Skybreak, Chime, and Sharks. And also want to shout out the Asora, which, even though the production for me isn't, you know, top-notch, loads and loads of good there. So that would have to be my rounding up thoughts on Afterlife Volume 1. But there we have it, my live review of the new compilation from Disciple Records, Afterlife Volume 1. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. What did you guys make of Afterlife Volume 1? Do you have a favourite or favourites from the 8? Drop all of your views, thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below. But beyond that, keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know, and I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace.